This is Panama. Before the ships arrived, tens of thousands of workers died here. The Panama Canal was built with steel and human lives. Long before machines and steel, the dream of a passage through the narrow waste of the Americas belonged to the ancient spirits of the land. To the indigenous peoples, the swamps and rivers of what is now Panama were sacred and treacherous, an unbroken tangle that resisted every attempt to cross it. Yet centuries later, in 1903, that same land would witness one of humanity's greatest engineering feats: the creation of a waterway connecting the vast Atlantic and Pacific Oceans at the narrowest point of the New World. The exact location of the canal cuts across the Isthmus of Panama in Central America, roughly between latitude 9 degrees and 10 degrees north. Today it lies entirely within the Republic of Panama, bounding the Caribbean Sea on the Atlantic side and the Gulf of Panama on the Pacific. The idea of linking these oceans had tugged at explorers since the 16th century, when Spanish conquistadors first hacked through tropical forests in search of gold and gold's secret routes. With each passing century, the notion grew from fantasy to ambition to necessity. By the late 19th century, global commerce was exploding. Steamships carried goods, people, and power across the world. But without a shortcut, vessels traveling between New York and San Francisco faced the grueling 14,000-mile trek around Cape Horn at the southern tip of South America. Time, fuel, and lives were lost to storms and frostbite. The world needed a new path. The French were first to attempt it. In 1879, under the leadership of Ferdinand de Lesseps, the same engineer celebrated for the Suez Canal, they began digging through the Panamanian jungle. But unlike the flat sands of Egypt, Panama's terrain was mountainous and unforgiving. Diseases like malaria and yellow fever ravaged workers. Landslides buried progress. After spending over $250 million and losing tens of thousands of lives, the French effort collapsed in bankruptcy by 1889. The United States watched, calculated, and learned. In 1903, after Panama declared independence from Colombia with covert U.S. support, the new nation granted the U.S. rights to build and manage the canal. Construction began in earnest in 1904 under the leadership of engineers like John F. Stevens and later George W. Goethals. Unlike the French, the Americans fought disease as fiercely as rock and earth. With the work of doctors like Colonel William Gorgas, mosquito control programs slashed malaria and yellow fever rates, saving thousands of lives and transforming the health of the workforce. Building the canal was an unmatched industrial challenge. Rather than digging a simple trench, workers had to excavate the continental divide and build massive locks to lift ships up from sea level to Gatun Lake, an artificial freshwater reservoir nearly 85 feet above the oceans, and then lower them back again. 3 sets of locks on each side, Gatun, Pedro Miguel, and Miraflores, function like giant bathtubs, lifting and dropping vessels through water and gravity. By 1914, after 10 years of relentless effort, the Panama Canal was completed at an approximate cost of $375 million, equivalent to more than $9 billion today. It opened during the dawn of World War I, a moment when global conflict underscored the canal's strategic importance. From the outset, it became one of the busiest and most vital arteries of world trade. Today, the Panama Canal handles roughly 14,000 transits annually, carrying more than 300 million tons of cargo per year. Every day, container ships, bulk carriers, tankers, and cruise vessels move between oceans, saving up to 8,000 nautical miles on key routes. The canal's expansion in 2016, with new, larger locks known as the Neo-Panamax locks, boosted capacity, allowing ships nearly 3 times as large as the originals to pass through, transforming global shipping and enabling the movement of ever bigger cargo loads. The Panama Canal is not just water and steel. It is the beating heart of international logistics. It's vital for grain from the U.S. Midwest to reach Asia, for liquefied natural gas to flow to energy markets, and for finished products to circle the globe efficiently. Economists estimate that the canal saves the global economy tens of billions of dollars annually in fuel and time. It remains a centerpiece of geopolitical strategy, commerce, and collaboration across continents. From the specter of ancient jungles to the hum of modern engines, the Panama Canal stands as a monument to human ingenuity, where persistence conquered geography, and where 2 oceans, once divided by land and legend, now meet under the watchful swing of steel gates.